That's just how black guys are. They will just cheat on you. He went and he got someone else pregnant. Maybe it's just because I'm Indian, that's why he's dating me. Told me like, it's bad luck for him to be dating an Indian. Go and Google what his Twitter is, because this is what we have put for you. He's also using things on me. He will never be able to love anyone because he is not loving himself. Zulus are so romantic. My name is Kayleigh Runjeeth. I'm 24 years old. In 2019, I started university. So I went to UKZN Howard. And I was just a fresher doing my thing. I met a guy, it was in April, and I saw him. I think we were at the park. And I was heading to one of my classes, and then I turned back and I see this guy, and I'm like, oh, this guy. And I remember he had so much of silver in his mouth, and for some reason I was really into that. And I was like, okay, let me go and try to speak to him, And then I went to him and I was like, hi, how are you, And then that's how we met. And he took my number. I think we spoke that day in school. He took my number, and then he even came to see me before I left to go home. And then we ended up like speaking and whatever. And then that's when he ended up saying, okay, I like you and I wish that, we could date. Very strange, because when I look back and when I see myself now, I feel like he's not my type at all, because he was a yellow bone guy and I don't like yellow bones. He was a very cute yellow bone Zulu guy. Let's call him Adam. We'll refer to him as Adam, because I feel like if I have to say his name, everybody's gonna know who he is. 2019, we were dating, and he was my first real boyfriend. And I think 6 months into the relationship, I get a call from this lady. She's like, hi, this is Amanda, whoever, and this is Adam's girlfriend. And, who are you? I'm like, I'm his girlfriend too. And then he does a conference call with the both of us on the phone, and then he tells me that, this is his girlfriend. She's in Cape Town, and, but he gives me this whole rundown of how he's dating her, but, they're not together and type of thing, okay? That was my first time being put in a position where I've been a side chick. That's when the guy told me, he's like, no, I cannot leave this girl, but I still want you, and I need you to be my side chick, And here I was like a fool, and I was like, okay, fine, let's try to do it, And that's when I saw the difference, because I saw the way he was thinking. I saw the way he handled the situation as well. And then after that, it was just constant cheating. It was constantly cheating. And I was meant to seem as if I'm crazy for wanting him to be faithful or for not wanting him to do that. And many people told me, no, that's just how black guys are. They will just cheat on you. You just have to keep quiet and accept it. And, if they will marry you in the end, that was what they told me, that women are supposed to suffer and go through everything and just keep quiet and not say anything, because at the end of the day, if that man really loves you, he will still come back to you, and faithfulness and loyalty just goes out of the door. I think I loved learning the language. I loved the ceremonies that they took me to. Like some of my friends will take me to Mqimbi and, they will have 7 colors and, that type of thing. I think I enjoyed the community. Even when I went to Manguzi, because the guy was staying in Manguzi, even when I went there, even though I was like the only Indian, but I never felt like, okay, I was included. They took care of me, yeah. The main culture difference, I guess, was the fact that I was Indian. I think our relationship did not work. I mean, the guy once even told me it's bad luck for him to be dating an Indian. And his mother does not like me, because I'm an Indian. And they even went as far as pushing him to date someone else. Yeah, I just think that was the one thing that I really experienced. And also when it came to them using things like witchcraft and muthi, that was something that was mind-blowing for me, because before that, I never knew about it until it happened to me. So I think that was one of the biggest things that I had to say, okay, such things exist. and I need to start protecting myself from these things. I ended up meeting his family in 2020 because I heard that he was cheating on me. So I was like, bro, I'm pulling up, I'm coming to you, because over the phone, I cannot get a clear answer. And if I'm there in Manguzi, the girl is there as well. So I'm able to question her and ask, because if you're saying that she's lying, I'll be able to find out for myself, like, what is the real truth. And then I went there. When I went there, this guy is pretending as if I'm his girlfriend, like I'm his wife. He's taking me, he introduced me to his entire family. He took me home and he's like, Mom, look who's here. He takes me to his mom, I stay inside their house. He takes me to all his family members in the yard, because they have like a big farmland. So there's many houses in one property. Yeah, I was well received. I was well taken care of. That's not something that I would lie about, like saying. He met my mom just once. And the only reason why he met my mom is because he accused my mom of not taking care of me and of being a bad mother. And my mom, at that time, my mom used to bring us groceries every second week or every week. My mom was giving me groceries because I used to stay at res. And at that time, it was 2022. And he was staying with me in my res at that time. So I left him because I wasn't expecting my mother to come to my apartment. So I left him and I went to her to go get the groceries. And then she's telling me this. She's like, no, this is what this guy is telling me, He texted her. My mom didn't like him because my mom did see how he was treating me. My mom was aware of the abuse that was taking place. My mom was aware of the pain that he was putting me through, all the cheating. I think when I first met him, I did see some text on his phone, and that's something that I ignored. And he was like, no, don't worry about it, I think I was so caught up in the new romance that I just, went along with it. And I think when I caught him the first time cheating, when the girl called me, I should have left him. And I would have saved myself from a lot of heartache. 2020 came, that was the worst year of my life, because that's when he really did the most to me. And that's when I really needed him. And then he went and he got someone else pregnant. And then the entire year he was like, no, I need to date her because she's pregnant. And if I don't, then she's not going to let me see my child. And wada wada. And then I was like, okay. And in that 2020, I was basically his side chick. Bro, this guy didn't respect me at all. He didn't respect me at all. And he always used to make me feel bad because I didn't have a child with him. He used to always say, oh, you don't have a child with me, so, this girl has a child with me and I love her and I can't leave her because she has a child, And then one of the red flags that I saw is that every December, when holidays are coming, this guy will break up with me. And I'd have the worst December. The emotional abuse was so much because he used to make me feel so less of myself. And during the December, my birthday is coming and I'm just sad, and I'm here now in such a vulnerable state. I was abusing alcohol. I used to drink a lot during that 2020, 2021, because I just didn't know how to deal with it. And I didn't want to leave the relationship because I thought, he would change. He would always come back to me telling me, you know what, I love you and you're the one that I want to be with. And, I see a future with you. And I was young, so obviously I'm going to believe what he says as well, And then cheating just continued where it went back and forth. And then 2022 comes. I'm texting him and I'm like, let me go to his res, because his res is right next door. So I go there. I'm like, this one guy is there. I'm like, bro, what's up? Open for me. He's like, please, if I open for you, don't tell anyone that I open for you. Because the guy already knew what was happening. They could see what was happening. I go inside, I knock on the door. He opens the door and I see his baby mama inside with him. This man pushes me onto the floor and he drags me by my ankles. And that's when I realized, okay, he doesn't love me. I think at that moment, while I saw him and I was like, you're embarrassing me, look at what you're doing to me. He didn't care. He dragged me. The entire res, Mabel Palmer saw me being dragged. they will just be like, bayasanya, lababili, because we always used to fight and then get back with each other. It was so toxic, Then he came to me, same night, he's like, no, let's talk, all of us. And then he's like, no, he wants the both of us. He wants to date the both of us and he can't choose. The girl refused. I kind of agreed because I was so freaking dumb. Like, I kind of agreed as well because I was in love. Like, I didn't know I could cheat. And he used to always tell me, oh, nobody will want you. Nobody wants you. Like, nobody wants to date you. He put me into this state of mind where I felt like I was nothing without him. The way he used to manipulate me, like, I felt like I didn't have a life without him in it, He tells me, no, I'm still on vacation res at school, so come to my place, I go there, I'm waiting for the guy, like almost like 2 hours outside. The guy leaves his phone at the res and goes drinking. He comes back drunk and I'm asking him, why did you leave me outside? Because you can see that I'm here. We start arguing, security is there. This man starts hitting me. And he puts me onto the wall. I remember he puts me onto the T-wood wall. And at that time, nobody was outside. It was just the security guards. But when they heard me screaming, because all my friends, like the comrades, were at that res. So when they heard me screaming, all the comrades came out and the guy ran away. And the way he beat me, Shane, he beats me. I think I have a mark here in my side still till now. Lucky I had one of my friends that were on campus. They took me to their commune. I stayed there for the night. And then my mom was called. And then I'm not sure if I pressed criminal charges against him for it, but I know there was charges at school for it, right? And then that's when I said, okay, I really need to like rethink things now, because before, fine, we used to have fights, but he would never just like beat me. We would have fights, but it wasn't like that. And then I just thought to myself, okay, let me just take a step back and think about things. It's so hard. I started dating someone else. It was my first time dating someone else and I was so scared, And the guy understood, we even continued to see each other after that, like, but then boom, this guy comes back, Adam comes back because he sees that, okay, I'm going, places. Of course, his friends were telling him, they were seen and they were telling him. So then Adam decides to come back into my life and he's like, no, they have excluded me from school and I have to go back to Manguzi and all of that, and I really don't want to go, And then I'm like, okay, you can stay with me. Oh, I said you can stay with me. I was like, okay, sharp. You're going to give me half for food, because I'm an NSF student. I was still an NSF student, 1.5, guys. Like, buying the groceries, I was a res wife, I was cooking, And then he moved into my res. And at my res, Shane, the aunties liked me. So I think they did know that he was staying there with me, but they just never said anything because it was me, Did I see 1 cent of money from this guy? Nothing, not even a cent of money. I was the one that was feeding us, right? I really didn't know my worth. I really didn't know, what I deserve. So how I found out that he just wanted to date me because I was Indian, because I did see people used to be saluting him, when we used to walk together and stuff. So that's when I realized, oh, maybe it's just because I'm Indian, that's why he's dating me, A week after that, I find out about this baby mama. And the baby mama texts me on Facebook and she's like, no, we're always cheating on each other. He will always come back to me. That's just how our relationship is, I didn't take it seriously until the girl fell pregnant. She's like, oh, go and Google what espeto is because we've put it for you. And at that time, my face was terrible. If you saw me at that time, you would not recognize me because how I looked back then and how I am now, it was totally different. I used to wake up every day with boils on my face. Maybe I would take it out, go to sleep without anything. But in the morning, those boils are still on my face. It's back on my face. I used to have a rash. It used to look like a snake skin. You know how snake is looking, the snake skin? I used to have it on my back. I used to have it. One day I woke up and I had it all over on me. It was so bad. And when she told me that, I didn't really think. It was during that time that I went to Manguzi in 2020. And when she told me that, like, her friend texted me, it's like, go and Google what his Twitter is because this is what we have put for you, you know. And I didn't take it seriously because I was not exposed to it, you know. And then I started asking. I met one of my friends like in 2021, and she was in Nyanga. And she just told me, she's like, bro, go and use this. She gave me, I didn't even pay for it. She made swasho. She gave me, she said, go and steam, go and do this. And honestly, if it was not for her, I think I was not even gonna find God. I was not even gonna find myself because I think going through these things pushed me closer to God. But then when I started experiencing the witchcraft, then I was like, okay. And then also it was, she also said that he's also using things on me, like something to love him, you know. That's why each time he does something bad, but when he comes in front of me, I just forget about it, you know, like. So I had to be like using those things, throwing up, drinking and throwing up. Yeah, I had to do all those things just to like be okay. And then finally, I had a Zambian pastor that came to my house and prayed for me. And he anointed my face, he touched my face, because my face was so bad. And my mom could see that I was so depressed because of how I was looking. I was looking so ugly. I was ugly at that point. I was so ugly, like. And then he prayed for me. Can you imagine? After 1 week, it was gone. The marks were going. Everything was fading. And you know, acne. If it's real acne, the mark will take a very long time to go. My marks were gone in less than a month. I mean, I used to always tell him that, hey, your baby mama is doing this and she's doing that. And then he'll just say, you're talking nonsense. And then she will start accusing me of stuff. Where am I going to get the muthi from? Like, are you okay? And then, yeah, I was so tired of it, honestly, because I used to notice that every time after we are intimate with each other, I would end up getting like stuff on me. So I realized, okay, it's either she's using something on him or he's using something on me, and I need to cut this relationship off. Because at that time, it was causing me bad luck as well. I was having a lot of bad luck in my life. Like, nothing was going correctly. My relationship with my parents also were not going correctly. Like, he wanted to destroy my relationship with my mom. He wanted to isolate me completely where I had no one except him to rely on. One day, he went home to Manguzi, and he came back with 600 rand. Right? And he's like, okay, this 600 rand is for groceries. Meanwhile, he's planning to go with this baby mama. He tells me, no, he's going with his friends. He's going to drink with his friends. He's taking that money. And took the money. I was like, what are you doing? Guy takes me like this. He puts me up like this. And I couldn't breathe. Like, you know, he takes the money from me and leaves me and goes. And he goes to drink. And then I was like, okay. Then he's like, it's in the morning now. It's like, I think 10 or 11. And he's like, oh, you know what? Please come and I'm going to call you back after some time to come and open for me because I'm going to get money and I'm going to go home because I don't need to be treated like this here. And I just sat and I looked to myself and I was like, take your stuff now and leave. I don't know, because I was so skinny even at that time. I don't know where I got the strength from. He had his bags on top of my, and big bags. He had big freaking bags on top of my like wardrobe area. Took it. There's a balcony at my rest. I threw it over. I said, get out now. I never saw him since that day. So yeah, like, and then I find myself exposed on the 19th of December. Guy takes my nudes. He goes, he makes fake profiles of me on Facebook, says that I'm selling myself. I had to open a criminal charge against him. He ran away to Manguzi. He didn't come back to Durban for like 2-3 years. Then they closed the case because they couldn't find him. I felt like he wasted 4 years of my life. And if you knew in the first place that you are this type of guy, that you are a player, that you just want fun, I would have had a way better life. You know, I wouldn't have gotten into trouble at school. I wouldn't have been humiliated, you know. And he used to always go ahead making it seem as if I'm crazy, you know. Who am I crazy now? Because now that you have left, where do you see me getting into any physical altercations with anyone or anything like that? I've never like had any reason to get into a fight with a man, you know, after that, because every guy that I dated treated me so well, way better than he treated me, you know. And I just felt like I should have seen the signs, you know. I should have seen him breaking up with me every December. I should have seen him not like doing anything for me, not buying gifts, you know, not making an effort. I should have taken that and I should have been like, okay, let me walk away. But I think that's another cultural difference between us, because Indians, we believe in this true love type thing, and we believe that, you know, your first love is your love and, you know, it's gonna last forever. Whereas with him, it was just like, okay, I'm gonna smash and leave, you know, like it wasn't like that. And I think that's one of the biggest cultural differences that I've noticed there. I would definitely date a Zulu guy, a nice pinger with a lot of money. I'm available. I'm so available. With a lot of money, you have to be generous. So I can't have the stinginess. You have to be spoiling me, yeah. That's the only time. Because, you know, they really like the submissive wife. You know, I can be that submissive wife as long as the money is coming. Like, give me money because I enjoy spending money. Take time to know the person that is talking to you, because if I did my research and if I did some digging, I wouldn't be in the situation. I was not going to be hurt. You understand? If I knew my story, if I did research, if I asked his friends, what type of guy is this? You know, if I did that, then I would have, you know, I would have made an informed decision. But if you're just going to go into it heads on and just be like, oh, this man, because Zulus are so romantic. They will say, Mama, Nkosazana, this way, that way. They will talk to you. They will romance you, you know. So they have that effect on you, especially the ones from the farms. They're very romantic, you know. But you have to do your research. Like, I think talking stage is so important. Not rushing into a relationship is so important. I don't think all black men are like him. I think I was just unlucky to get him. So I do think it was definitely his problem. I think he had a lot of issues, personal issues. Of course, I think I'm angry at how he treated me, you know. But I think as I matured, I realized that he has trauma that he has not healed from. He has things that has happened to him in his past and in his life that he needs to heal from. And before he can heal, he will never be able to give anybody a good relationship. He will never be able to love anyone because he is not loving himself. We are in South Africa and, you know, we fought so hard to be free. And I think one of the reasons why we fought to be free is also because we want to love each other and love whoever we want to love, despite their race, despite their color, despite whatever, you know.